So the future belongs to those who are willing to define it. Right now, a lot of people are very much so caught in their present. What's going on? Trump, this, that, and the other. All those things are very extraordinarily serious and will be resulting in a lot of unnecessarily unalive people. There are many who will not survive this administration, but there are those who will not survive this administration who don't really, they consider themselves a part of the group of people who will be immune to the stupidity that is occurring right now because of their vote for white supremacy. They just don't know that they're already not alive. But what people have to realize is right now you need to be you need to consider yourself someone who is building out their future in the midst of the chaos of the present. Don't be afraid to dream, to plan, and to create a world, to imagine a world. Like, what do you want America to be like? There's an ongoing conversation on this app about that. What do we want after the Trump administration, even during this administration, since they've decided to throw away the Constitution? They've decided that by any means necessary, even the destruction of America and the destruction of democracy, that they're going to make sure that the future is based in and out of the establishment of the white male, the minimally melanated, mediocre male is supposed to be on top. No matter how unaccomplished, no matter how uneducated, no matter how unprepared for the positions of power that they feel that they deserve, they want to make sure that those people, men, who suffer from an evolutionary disadvantage, no melanin, lacking melanin, they want to make sure that the future is one in which that they are worshipped, that people presuppose are programmed and are made to feel that they are supreme, and that their women come after that and everybody else is to serve them. Remember, white supremacy is a pyramid scheme. It is a scheme. So I forgot to finish this the other day. In short, white supremacy is a pyramid scheme. It's a total scam. White supremacy gets the masses to support and to reinforce the supremacy of the uppermost few, the elite, with no real benefit, right? No real benefit to them besides like the psychological benefit of superiority. And the few things kind of like, well, of all the people who are going to be put into the internment camp, it won't be you because you're white kind of thing, or you won't be subject to police brutality because of your whiteness. But in truth, it's a scam because it is no guarantee of anything at all. Meanwhile, the labor of the minimally melanated masses to protect white supremacy does nothing more than lift and shift the benefits of their labor to those at the top of the pyramid. That's why I say people have to be prepared. Like, the future truly does belong to those who are willing to be world builders and globe builders. You have to be prepared to understand what you want out of reality and be prepared to reframe it. I'm going to do quite a bit of content on this, I think, to come at it from different directions, because people they assume that their role in the creation of reality is very passive when it is not. And the problem is that people aren't aware of the fact that the reason why your reality sucks so bad is because you were either too young to assist in the creation of what is considered reality, or you weren't aware that you could actually have an active role. Meanwhile, those who are educated understand that it's the world framers who are able to create a world that benefits them. That's why people right now have to understand, what do you want? And then you also have to understand that you must have the faith to achieve that. And you have to have so much faith that you're willing to do kind of like what the Heritage Foundation has done. They're so, they find the implementation, the doubling down on white supremacy so important that they've been working on that bad boy for decades. And so are you willing to do that? Are you willing to amass wealth, like we're seeing right now from the tech giants, so that you can re-implement some kind of a monarchy here in the United States? I find it very odd. I'm going to talk about this in another video, but I find it really sad and telling about the mental illness that white supremacy creates in all people, that in a country where millions were massacred, like genocided, so that white men could create their own utopia, a world in which they were at the top of the pyramid scheme, that instead of continuing to fight for democracy, because the world is becoming a more inclusive place, they're wanting to destroy it. Like they're wanting to destroy democracy in the United States, because if white men aren't going to be at the top of the pyramid, then no one can have freedom. We just need a monarchy. And then the rich white men just tell the masses below them who they are, who they gotta be, and how they are to conduct themselves. And what people have to decide is like, are you okay with that? And if you are not okay with that, then what are you willing to do based on that belief? And such is the topic that we all need to begin to exploring, because it's going to take like actual faith, like delusional faith, to be able to, and people need to understand, like all faith is the belief that something can be and literally is, and then taking steps in the furtherance of that belief. And if you can master that, you could begin to build a world. It's not what people say in the manifestation circles. We all know that stuff was a scam anyway, that I will just speak and things will be. The only way you can speak and things occur based on what you have said is because you have masses and underlings who react to what you say. That's a form of power that people aren't aware of. And they keep thinking that anyone, if I just believe hard enough and I just say it and I say it and I say it and I declare it and I decree it and I say that is, unless you got some power, dearest one, you can talk all day. Declare it from the north, south to the east, the west, globally. If you don't have any power and you don't have anyone who is allied with you, who has the power to make what you have decreed and declared so, what you say is just another form of hot air being, you're just another person milling about, spilling your feelings in the air. It doesn't mean anything. Anyway, take very directed steps and figure out, what do you want out of the future? Because that's really the only way you can be very conscious about reframing your world. Which, if people, this is going to be some good content I'm going to start coming out with. If you can't frame your own world, it's the Adam. What is it? What is a good way to frame it? It's what Adam does. And that's why that story can be very important. Adam from Genesis, Adam meaning mankind, humans, male and female. If you can't frame your world, tell people who they are and who they got to be, and you frame their realities, because once you name something, you're telling it what it is. And it makes you a form of creator or God, because you say, you are a zebra, you are a dinosaur, and this is what you are, and you are who and what you are because I said it. It puts you in the position. That's too much for this video. Anyway, begin to really concretize and be very aware of what you want. Okay, because if you don't know what you want, then you're not going to consciously take part in the framing of your reality. and of the future. And if you cannot take conscious part in the framing of your own life, your own reality, how you think and what you think, and think critically about that, then anyone can frame your reality. And then you're going to end up feeling that things are a simulation when they're not. What they really are is that someone's in control of your reality, and your innermost self, your highest self, realizes that it is all a scam, because that is not what you want.